The dynamic of religious manipulation, it's people are aware of how selfish and fucked up they are. Right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have all this, we're never worthy. You're not worthy of it. But you gotta work your ass off. I'm a Tyler Sheridan TV show because I'm fucking butt plug stupid. Okay, let's pull the butt plug out. You're stupid and just stop doing that. You need a colonic there, man. Okay, so forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace. Okay. Wow, at the inception of Christianity, there you go, right? So you had the one kid, the Harry Styles, I was getting my hair cut. I went to go see, the Chicago Pope. He's an asshole, okay? Pope Leo's an asshole. He's a complete fucking asshole. Pope Francis was a complete fucking asshole. Pope John Paul was a complete fucking asshole. Okay. I don't know if there was ever a pope who was not a complete fucking asshole. I can't tell you. I don't know if it's tangible. You don't run around pretending to be something you're not for a corporation with lots of money that mass murders people in the name of Jesus Christ and declare yourself, I am not an asshole. You're an asshole. So people that get together, well, no one knows what God is doing. God's omniscient and omnipotent, and we're alive because of the glory of God. Okay. Do you know what you're doing? Well, then focus on that. Okay. If you don't know what you're doing, I'm the Lord. I'll focus on what I'm doing, so we don't have to try to focus on what the fuck you're doing because you're insane, right? Earl, you get tired of this shit, man. You get to that point where it's like, all I see is asses and elbows, because I have 2 to 3 views all the time on YouTube. That's all I see is asses and elbows. I don't know how it works with Google. I'm not a executive at Google. I'm not a engineer or a scientist or whatever at Google. So I don't know how it works with Google. I just know what I'm doing, and I just know I'm surrounded by the worst assholes in the history of the fucking murder, because death, murder, kill world, right? So, being intelligent, I can assess situations and say, right? And so, that's all I can do is just stay here, be faithful, be truthful, kind, brave, and caring and intelligent, and just focus on using the devices for genocide and mental and emotional emancipate yourselves from mental slavery, but and focus on correcting that. As far as physical survival, I'm physically surviving, survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. That's my focus, Lord's Prayer worldwide, Faith of Psalms, Wisdom of Proverbs, no, it was not necessary to get to quantum computing globally. It was not necessary to make the world's greatest machine for $400 million. No, that was not necessary. No, not at all. Not from the perspective of I'm a faithful person, let's share the Lord's Prayer. So technically, it's not necessary. If there's something is necessary, okay, it's because it needs to be done because it is correct, right? So if we're not doing things correctly, and you're doing things, then it's not necessary, right? So I'm not being judgmental. I'm not being arrogant. I'm not being pretentious. Like, well, you can't say that because it happened. Right. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were not necessary, but it happened. Okay. Death, murder, kill, rape, child molestation, child pornography ending up on the kid from 19 and counting and principal and the emperor from Mozart ending up, that was not necessary, right? But it happened, right? Virtual presence of a bunch of child molesting, murdering perverts in my house before I was born was not necessary, but it happened, right? They told me in Sierra Vista, we've been watching you your whole life. Yeah, I get it. Okay. I understand if I looked at the book of Revelation and looked at all the information in my life and said, that's the dude. And then, let's watch him and see how amazing he is. Yeah, and then let's do nothing about it once he proves it to you beyond any reasonable doubts. Right, wild cards. Don't try to hustle a hustler. Right? So stop being a stupid asshole. Stop being a complete fucking idiot and moron. If you can't do that, I'm correcting technology. It's obviously very difficult to do.
especially with one person working on it diligently night and day, working in his sleep, and you guys are making movies about your egotistical expression over conflict over money. And I'm like, oh yeah, and it's iconic and it's ironic, and I really do think, And so, I'm certain that people understand on a eternal, they eternally understand how fucked up they are and how stupid they are and how insane they are. And that, the reason why Rob Reiner's kid killed Rob Reiner and his wife is because of contributions from viewers like you and everybody on TV doing things for money, and has absolutely nothing to do with the gorgeousness of me, right? Right? And Rich Eisen should know that. So should Dwight Howard, and so should Candace Parker, right? And Ryan Seacrest said, "Hey, Vanna, pick me a letter," right? So everybody, okay, that can read a book, that can understand literacy, can understand right from wrong, good from bad, truth from lie, should know, okay, that's the guy from the book of Revelation. He redeemed them there gospels and had fulfilled everything necessary in that there book of Revelation, first lived the world peace of the Lord's Prayer by January 22nd, 2013, do, right? Everybody who thinks they're somebody should know that, right? So, so me being forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do, forgive them sometimes upon infinity. I hope that Donald Trump has the same capacity as Barack Obama to go, I suck, let's tell the world about Parsons, let's live the Lord's Prayer to, wake up in the morning and share it worldwide. Of course I hope that. I hope X's not a complete fucking asshole like Obama and Trump, and he says it. I hope Putin, I don't want to have, harvest other people's organs to try to live forever and be the complete turd bag that I am. I want to be a person like Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. I want to grow the fuck up. It's been over 100,000 years now. So yeah, of course, naturally, I don't want Zelensky to be working parts for the working man and mass murdering his own people for corporations because, hey, we got to control that surplus population if these people show violent tendencies. Well, yeah, you had to, of course. If you didn't do it, who was going to do it, right? That's horrible. I know it's horrible. It's horrible to mass murder people when you, on a grand scale, through your selfishness and your dysfunction, deny them access to the Messiah and deny them access to the understanding of the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer, delivers us from evil, and then helps us sustain our existence through holy covenants, through the faith of Psalms and the wisdom of Proverbs. So yeah, it's vile, it's disgusting. So naturally, yeah, the place where I was born, it's the belly of the beast, it's the dragon, it's the worst place on the planet. Okay? I can try to tell you, no, Las Cruces isn't that bad. The Trinity site's a real nice place, and boy, at Fort Huachuca, they do the nicest things in the world to make sure that we're all living like fun and go Chiefs, because it's not true. Okay? They are horrible, disgusting, vile, selfish, pathetic people. And all of you on TV doing things for money, thinking your pathetic displays with money are as beautiful as the sacrifice and the hard work of the living Messiah is a complete lie. An utter and vile fabrication of over-exaggerated And if Dwight Howard doesn't know, yeah, if I played basketball, I jumped, we were playing at the same time, I would dunked all up in your face. Okay? You wouldn't have been able to stop me. It was like, the cool thing was Leo Barker. When he explained it to me, and I sat there and said, no, man. I go, they say you're too slow and small to play pro linebacker, Leo. Lawrence Taylor must be the scariest man on earth. And Leo just broke it down to me like a smart football coach and good football IQ said, Earl. Because he goes, all right. He goes, no. He goes, he ain't going to be able to touch you, okay? He's going to be running at his quarterbacks and saying, whatever you got to do, stop that little white guy. He's killing us, right? That's what Leo told me. He goes, no, he ain't going to be able to, no. You're going to be playing wide receiver, and he is going to be bitching at his defensive backs all game long while you are toasting them left and right. And we talked about Anthony Carter, because my favorite football player at that time was Anthony Carter, of course, because he was, he was long, lean, and skinny, and like me. And so he's like, look what Anthony Carter does in the USFL. Okay. But I swear, I think you're faster than he is. So you need to think about being a college and professional football player to pay your family's bills. You're not like, this isn't, 90210 in Beverly Hills, this is Las Cruces effing fucking New Mexico. You're a poor kid here in Mayfield, so you need to think about using your ability to run faster than any human being on the planet to be a professional football player. Or either that or, don't next time kick Skibiak's ass and then go to LA in 84 and kick Carl Lewis's and Ben Johnson's steroid ass, kick their asses, Get your money, get paid, take care of your family. He was a poor man from Panama, right? He's a good guy. I'll always have an affectionate, a real, and I met Fred, and I liked Fred, and I loved his kids are just good kiddos, I know everybody's terrified, and I understand that. But I always have a place of endearment and affection for Leo Barker and Larry Titus and Fred Young and, those guys from that football team that I met that I thoroughly enjoyed, right? And same with, even though Peggy Pettis, I had good conversations and he remembered my mother, so I always have an affection for Nody Pate, He hit on your daughter. Well, that's our society and that's the way men are, Hot girl, they gonna give it a try. I'm different. If you don't want me, don't me say. I'm like Brenton Wood. Just give me some kind of sign, girl. Now, if they give me a sign, and then it's more obvious, like my dad told me, if a woman is into you, she'll let you know. And if she's into you, it's not a question of if, it's usually a question of when you're going to get busy. So you can have sex with anybody. It might as well be with someone you care about. But the big thing about it is if you're going to have sex with anybody, it has to be somebody that you trust, has earned your trust, and is worthy of your trust, right? Just give me some kind of sign, Earl. Oh, my baby, to show me that you're mine, Earl. Already done did that. Been doing it ever since June 9th, I believe, of in 2009, up and out of, outside of Fort Huachuca in those apartment buildings with the Huachuca Mountains right behind our, our view through our kitchen window, our dining room window. So, the Boyd apartment where they had it signed off. Yeah, so there was, horrible things are happening. And you don't see it. You don't see that, oh shit, all the people I'm trying to reach are in business with the people that are trying to turn me into this, he'll do it too. He's a pervert. He's oh, snap daddy, dragon daddy, stadium daddy whack. Right. So you don't get it because you're so naive. You're like, what? No. Well, because my thing is I'm like Lord Jesus, well, let's forgive debt and trespass, love one eternal, faithful peace. Well, I want justice. We're living the Lord's Prayer. I want justice. We're living the Lord's Prayer. I want justice. Shut the fuck up. We're living the Lord's Prayer. There's justice, asshole. Now go in peace before I knock your fucking head off. Okay? Hi, I'm like King David. Okay, Earl. You're gorgeous. I know. Trust me. I don't need a bunch of assholes to explain it to me. Okay? Do you understand? I was watching the thing. I don't think Mark did anything inappropriate trying to get the kid to do a Latin dance with his mom. Put your hands on your mom's waist. It's like, that's how they dance. And, I don't know if moms did dance with, but I didn't see anything inappropriate. I think that was just a deer in the headlight moment, stuff like that. Would I be uncomfortable dancing with my mom like that? Yeah, probably. But I don't think Mark comes from a culture that would. Okay, but she's British, and his son's British, and Beckham is British, So I think for them it would be, we're a little bit more, prim and proper, and stuff. So we're not, Latino. And so I think for a Latino, kind of like, no, it's just pretty normal, do the dance, do your dance, shake a hip. Shake a hand, shake a hand, shake a hip, shake a hip. So I think for Mark and his culture, it's not a real, oh, that's horrible. It's not, deeply sexual. It's just moving, doing a salsa, merengue, a cumbia, So And so, yeah, I don't see. It was just a cross-cultural, biological, psychological conditioning thing. I don't think Mark's a bad kid. I think he was just trying to incorporate, the joy and the exuberance and the love of his culture and his music to these people, these other people that he was asked to be the wedding singer for. So I don't believe so. I don't believe Mark's a bad kid. I believe Max and Emmy's daddy's a pervert. Okay, so I like Mark. He's a good singer. Yeah, yeah. No, you sang to me is one of my favorite songs. That is a damn good song, yo. That was a good one. It's a good one, right? And he does his stuff, and he sings. I like the way he sings. The songs for the Victor Laveau or whatever. I like the way Mark sings them better than the original. Yeah, he has such a good voice. Well, he's a very, very, very good singer. Yeah. Is he? No, he's not. Eddie Santiago. He's not that fun. No, I'm just kidding around. But I'm just joking. No, I really like Eddie Santiago. I just, anybody, most people. Yeah, any Bueller? Anyone? No, I really like Eddie Santiago a lot. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Yeah. So, but fiddle faddle and rotze. Oh, I am the most exemplary butt kicker in the history of you need your ass kicked because you won't stand up for a Lord's Prayer and use technology to do it. It's not necessary. They should have, but they didn't. Okay, acknowledged it during Judah Krishnamurti's time, during Haile Selassie's time, but they should have, but they didn't. And so we have to fulfill the book. No, we don't. Only complete murdering assholes require that we keep following a script of mass murder before we're magically saved by their egos. It may seem impossible, but that's the gospel truth. Okay, do you understand? So yeah, I know what I'm doing. Okay. You cannot, woke up this morning, realized what I'd done. I'd stood alone in the cold gray dawn, and I don't need Jardians no more, so survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover, Suzuki, told me, there's, how fast I recover, I might start doing it now. There's a lot of extremists because I'm dealing with extremists. So, I might do a lot of, a vegetable cleanse, like advised in Meditation and Prayer by Max and Emmy's mom. But yeah, well, she has some extremist tendencies. She's a little out there, but she can be kind of cute sometimes. Only when she's reflecting her eternal love for Max and Emmy. But yeah, that's a whole other subject. We'll talk about that later. You got home internet with T-Mobile? Okay. But so earlier, I really like those kids. I really do. Yeah, the Temple Set Illuminati tried to mind fuck me, thinking they were going to be in my life a long time ago. January 22nd, 2013, when the earth was green, And they would have been how old then? 2013, they were born in 2008. So they've been, 5 is fun. That's so fun. That's fun. Dumb babies. Bob is my witness. Sure to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but sure to tell the truth, and the whole truth, nothing to help you, Bob. Oh God, yeah. We always one of my best friends' name was Bob, right? So when we'd watch Rugrats, we'd laugh about if Bob is my witness, sure to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, Bob. Oh yeah. So every chance you get to make fun of your friends and say you do, right? What did they make fun of me with that? Yeah. I had my fair share of being made fun of. Yeah, oh yeah. My own mother-in-law. You're a double barfer. You bet I am, Mom. There's more people getting drunk every night than making love and saying, "Oh God, I'm the porcelain god." Ralph Earl, thank you. I am here. Deliver us. Don't get drunk, you stupid fucking asshole. I'm the porcelain god. Stop drinking booze. It kills your brain cells and pickles your liver. Right? So Ralph Earl is there Wherever people are trying to kill their brain cells and pickle their livers to try to hide from life because they won't live the Lord's Prayer, I'll be there. Okay. Ralph Earl. Junior, the second coming. Right? So, Earl, you funny. I know I was funny, man. You know, I got to tell me I was funny. I know how funny I is, man. Yeah, I don't need a bunch of people with fake-ass money and ego problems to tell me who and who is not funny and how funny they is and how fuzzy eyes is and how not funny I is not. You know what I says? Okay. So, all right, y'all. Okay. There's no such thing as luck. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. So, yeah, I eternally love you. As long as we have bodies to continue life through faithful holy covenants, I will eternally be present to love you. Even if I have to be the porcelain god of you getting drunk, you crazy ass motherfuckers. Okay, Earl, you funny. I know. So, Earl, he says things. I know I says things that get self-righteous people always upset. I don't righteously gives a fuck if you gets always upset because you a self-righteous dumbass motherfucker who won't submit to living the Lord's Prayer and share it with all your might across your devices, right? Pick up your phone and do something worthwhile for the first time in your sorry ass little fucking your motherfucking existence, or shut the fuck up and let me take care of everything because you know Earl got it going on. Who done and get that thing done all right? Okay. 2 to 3 views. The most important machine on the planet. Yeah. I think it's the cell phone. Yeah, me too. Okay, I love you. All right, peace.